Assalamu'alaikum, warahmatullahi, wabarakatuh. I trust that everyone watching this is well. So I just got my results regarding my, like I mentioned in my previous video, that I'll be getting my results for the Islamic examination that I did. Now, I know I said that I was not going to reveal any percentages. That was only to protect me if I flunked, but I didn't. Okay. Bam. 96. Read it and weep, my peoples. Oh, I tried moving that. I moved the wrong thing. Oh, see, I moved the wrong thing again. Let me not try and flex. This is what happens when you flex. You look dumb. But yeah, no, alhamdulillah. I was successful, guys. We managed to get 96% for the Islamic course. So I finished stage 1. So we'll just be moving on to stage 2. I've already did the very first lesson, and that is obviously the topic of today. So we'll be discussing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the exalted. And just like many other topics, it cannot be moved into one video. So there will be several videos, just not right now, because again, there's a lot of things that we could cover about our Rabb. But this will just be the foundation, according to my notes and my research. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one and only God, the creator and sustainer of the entire universe in Islam. He is beyond human comprehension and has no partners, no children, and is free from any imperfection. He is the most merciful, most just, as well as all-knowing. His existence is eternal and he has no beginning, nor does he have any end. So the name Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the name Allah is unique. It is not derived from any root word and cannot be pluralized, emphasizing his oneness. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 99 beautiful names, Asma'ul Husna, that basically describes his attributes, such as you can take Ar-Rahman, which is the most merciful, Al-Wudud, the most living, Al-Hakim, the most wise, or even Al-Hafar, the constant forgiver, right? And as I mentioned, there's a lot of attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In addition to the proper name Allah, Allah has many beautiful names, as mentioned in the Holy Quran, chapter 59, verse 25, signifying his various attributes. So the opening chapter of the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Fatiha, it basically explains those divine attributes that relate to human beings in a specific manner, as well as branching out from his 4 principal attributes. So we've got, like I mentioned, so I've never mentioned this one, but Rabbil Alameen, Lord of the worlds. And this basically means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates everything and then fosters everything gradually towards perfection. And I did mention Rahman, the gracious, and basically in a nutshell it means without any effort on the part of his creatures, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides everything that is necessary for their development as well as progress. Rahim, the most merciful, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the giver and the best and highest reward for those who do good voluntarily, and that reward continues indefinitely, as well as Maliki Yawmiddin, Master of the Day of Judgment. This means that the ultimate judgment concerning everything rests with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, nobody else, no partners. Okay, so there's a lot of importance that I cannot even begin to emphasize when it comes to the believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in Islam. So if you think about it, number one being Tawheed, oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the core of Islam if you really break it down. So belief in Tawheed is the first and most important pillar of the faith in Islam. Without it, one's faith is basically incomplete. So, when you take the Shahada, the testimony of faith, it basically states, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Muhammad is his messenger. So this declaration that affirms that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone is worthy of worship, and associating partners with him is basically called shirk and is the greatest sin in Islam. And then number 2, of going on the importance of the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's basically the purpose of life, worshipping and obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Rabb. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created humans to worship Him and live according to His guidance. He even says it in the Quran itself. So in the Quran, verse 51, chapter 56, and I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me. So worshiping or worship in Islam is not just a prayer. It includes every good action done with sincerity for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You could take helping others, for example, or seeking knowledge, or those are good examples. So overall, to conclude, belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the foundation of Islam, and it shapes a Muslim's faith, actions, and purpose in life, in this dunya. Recognizing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness, worshipping Him sincerely, as well as following His guidance brings nothing but peace, contentment, and ultimate success in this life, as well as the life hereafter in the akhirah. Yeah, guys, it was a short, nice little lesson covering the foundation of the belief and the importance in our Rabb, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'll try my best to see if I could upload another video, because I don't like really posting one a day. I feel like I can do more, so I'll try my best to, inshallah, ameen. But until then, I hope everyone stays safe. Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.